Hey there, I am Foodle, and welcome back to the storage facility. And today we're going to be Oh no! As I was saying, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As I'm sure some of you know, I do some Funko Pop content every once in a while. Originally it was going to be the main focus of the channel, but I'm not having as much fun with Funko Pop content as I am with literally anything else. So I decided to, kind of take a step away from that. But I still do want to include some Funko Pop content every once in a while, just because I am actively collecting some sets, so might as well, right? And today is a very interesting set because I'm actually covering probably the most obscure piece of media I like. I say obscure, but it got a whole ass haunted house at a Universal theme park. Today we're covering Killer Klowns from Outer Space. It is a film released in 1988, if I remember correctly, and it is a very cheesy, kind of sort of raunchy 80s horror movie that had some of the best practical effects for its time. Like, so many crazy, complex clowns that are all hideous in their own special ways, and I'm Funko. Funko made Pops based off this movie, and I have been kind of on and off collecting them all, and little did I know that me on and off collecting them would lead to me finally doing something I set out to do since the very beginning, that being have my very own completed set of Funko Pops. I never thought I'd see the day because I was only collecting FNAF Pops for a while, and there's more FNAF Pops than there are verses in the Bible at this point. So to commemorate this occasion, I'm doing a whole video on it. Also, I don't usually get to talk about this because it's something I do after I make the videos, but I decided to do things backwards this time. This is an amazing thumbnail I did because I'm trying to learn Blender, and the real special thing about this is that JoJo the Clownzilla model there in the middle, yeah, that's not publicly available. Shout out to SkyGuy555, who is just an amazing friend of mine. This individual goes out of his way to, when I ask, hey, is there any way you know to get this model, and the answer turned out to be no, he said, but hold my beer. Dude freaking downloaded Killer Klowns from Outer Space, the game, opened up an Unreal Engine unlocker, and freaking manually ripped and ported this model just for me to use for this video's thumbnail. That is the only reason he did any of that. He went so above and beyond, and I find that really funny considering it's just a video about Funko Pops. Anyway, now with that said, so the first Pop Funko released is actually of Slim here, and this was actually for the 2019 New York Comic Con. Funny thing about this is the shared retailer exclusive variant, and what that means is that, obviously, not every single person is going to be able to attend every single convention Funko ever goes to, but they still make exclusive figures for that. And so what Funko will do is they will release the exclusive Pops what they have left over at other retailers that are more widely available, and this one was shared with GameStop. And boy, oh my golly, that was so hard to figure out. I don't know why that, that fairly common piece of information is so freaking buried, but yes. He is also probably one of the most valuable Pops in the set. He was very much valued at around $100 for a decent bit. I'm not 100% sure how much he's worth now, and I've always wanted to see what an entire Funko Pop set all looks like standing upright together. So I'm gonna do the thing you're never supposed to do, and we're taking all these guys out of box. And truth be told, I honestly don't take every single Pop I get out of box. So this is gonna be my first time seeing some of these guys out of box, but oh my gosh, dude, the color on these things. I love the colors. He also has some nice shading on his wrinkles of them all being pink. Ooh, that's nasty, but I love it. But yeah, here is Slim himself. Then the next round of Pops to actually come out in the first major set was actually including Jumbo, Shorty, and Spiky. And don't worry, not every single one of these Pops is going to have some sort of giant story with them, so we're just gonna, open these up and get right into it. This is the chunkiest Pop I've ever This guy is so heavy, oh my lord. And oh my gosh, the size difference. I didn't even realize, but that's actually kind of hilarious. The little man himself, with his translucent balloon dog there. I love just the packaging on this, the coloring of the red and the circus colors, and then the mirror with the lights around it where they have the whole collection. It's such a vibe. A lot of people always get mad, why would you collect Funko Pops and then willingly keep them in their box when you're buying them for the figure? But for me, having the logo of the franchise it's from, all of this cool scenery and imagery and stuff, it adds to the figure in my opinion. So I totally understand some people not getting that, but for me, it adds to it, which is why I always collect in box. Plus, let's be real, with how many of these things I had, I could use the space convenience of them just being in rectangles. The next figure to release is a recolor. We got 5 in. That was pretty good. This being the Spirit Halloween exclusive Blacklight Jumbo. Beautiful. And after they released the Spirit Halloween Blacklight exclusive Jumbo, they did kind of stop making Killer Clown stuff for a couple of years. But then they eventually went back to the IP for the Killer Clowns 35th anniversary, in which they did a GameStop exclusive collector's box, which included a blacklight version of Shorty here, as well as Spiky, Slim as well, but they actually gave him a new pose as to not mess with, the potential value of the previous Slim Pop there. And of course, another version of Jumbo, but because they already did a blacklight Jumbo, they actually gave him a new item he's holding as well. So here we have the crew here in their shiny variants, plus that one guy we don't talk about for that one thing he did. So after the 35th anniversary Killer Clowns collection, they decided to go back and do something that I personally have not seen Funko do. That's that they actually went back to the first series and added 2 more pops to it so many years later. However, I do not have those 2 out here yet because I don't. I'll get to them when I get to them. Hush, hush, it'll be okay. But they did release some exclusives around this time as well, so we'll go ahead and hop right into those. The first one was of Bibbo being a Funko Shop exclusive. The other exclusive they decided to make around this time as well was the Books A Million exclusive Blacklight Baby Clown. Why is there a Blacklight and not a classic one, you may be asking? Don't question that. His box just hit the floor. I really like the proportions of this thing. Also, I love the detail in this set that, like, every single one of these figures has some sort of reference to it. Like, Shorty's referencing his iconic, "What are you gonna do, knock my block off" scene? As well as Bibbo here having a pie from that one scene where it's like, "What are you gonna do with those pies, boys?" And then there's the horde of clowns start throwing the pies, and he goes like, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!" It's really funny. It's a really awesome, wholesome movie. Now, they did do some more pops, and this one was actually in a series too, but before we get to that, they actually did release... Hang on, I'm forgetting something. So when I say that I collected every single Killer Clowns from Outer Space Funko Pop, that also includes the other Funko Pop-esque things that have released alongside it, and that includes a Pop movie moment, again being Spirit Halloween exclusive, being Bibbo with Shorty in Pizza Box. While I'm at it though, I'll also show off that in that 35th anniversary collection also was some special pins of the Blacklight Pops that were in that set as well, one for each of the figures, which are, they're pretty cheap, flimsy little things, but, cool nonetheless. And they also actually did a little keychain of the cotton candy ray gun, which I actually broke because I put it on my keychain and this little stem here just fell off, but luckily my mom was able to hot glue it back together and it looks brand new. Thank you, mother. Can't find my knife, so I'm using my keys. Don't judge me. Please! No! Please! Please! Also, here's a fun little backdrop that came with it. Whoa, dude. That's pretty sick. Okay, so my dementia aside, now here's the thing I was trying to go on about earlier, is they also did for the HotTopic Scare Fair event, which basically every Halloween, there's like a set of exclusive Halloween or horror-themed products that will be released exclusively to Hot Topic, and Funko participates with exclusive figures. They actually made JoJo the Clownzilla, which is the big final boss clown in the movie. Spoiler alert, you haven't seen this, almost 40-year-old film. And here he is. I love that tongue texture too, that's pretty cool. Then once again, just a bit of a hiatus, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of one. And then they did series 2 featuring 2 new pops. That being of Chubby and Frank. Also, I find it funny that this guy's name is just Frank when you have, like characters like Jumbo and JoJo and Bibbo, and then just Frank. He's like, "Hi guys, it's me, Frank. I got the bat and I'm here for the clown class." Also, I'm pretty sure this released alongside the movie Moments. I just couldn't remember, but I'm gonna throw it in now. They also did a VHS cover of the Killer Klowns from Outer Space, exclusive to Walmart, featuring Rudy, who's the only time they've ever been made into pop figures. This is the only way you can get Rudy as a figure. And unfortunately, if I were to try to take, this box off, it really wouldn't do anything different. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, it'd kind of be, less impressive, just because, this little, that's not coming off. That's part of it. So I literally have to break the thing in order to properly get the figure out, and I just frankly don't want to do that. Then they also did, around this time, a Jumbo Pop Deluxe figure, and this is him riding the horsey. And fun fact, I ordered this off of Entertainment Earth, and I didn't know at the time, but it was significantly cheaper than anywhere else, and I wasn't sure why. And then I actually read a bit more, and it turned out this was a damaged product. Right here, this little dent, and yeah, it's kind of, like an indent, whatever. I don't care personally, but it saved me $8, so I was like, heck yeah. Here he is, and this really does feel like a premium thing. This is pretty cool, I'ma be real. And then the most recent Killer Klowns from Outer Space thing, and is sadly my least favorite conceptually, for Valentine's Day of 2024? 5? Hang on. Let's see here. Funko... 2020, yeah. So Valentine's Day of 2024, they did, for some reason, Valentine's-themed versions of both Fatso and Shorty. Again, why they do a Valentine's Day version and not the original? Don't ask. And both of these are Funko Shop exclusive, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Yep, that sure is Shorty, but they added a bunch of hearts to him. And then, of course, Fatso here. Oh, it's one of the fortune cookie boxes. Here he is. He's got the little clown puppet holding the gun. He's also very tiny, a very tiny little guy. And that is every single Killer Klowns from Outer Space Funko Pop that they ever oh no. Yeah, so the reason why I said not to ask about those two is because I actually ordered them separately here from a box from Entertainment Earth that I have not yet opened. So actually, this is the first time I'm gonna be able to complete this full set, as I have not even opened these two yet, and by my logic, technically I haven't added them to my collection until they're open, and sitting with the rest of the set. I figure I'm gonna do that on camera here with you guys for the moment I complete my first Funko Pop set. Also, I ordered these from Entertainment Earth, and technically I had to pre-order them because I was waiting on a restock. Here are the actual things. They're just lumps of cardboard, budget cuts, you know how it is, tariffs and all that. Oh wow, that just completely unfolded. There he is. There is the original Fatso, who it makes sense why Fatso was picked for Valentine's Day, actually, because he, even normally, is holding a box of chocolate. Again, is a reference to a scene in the movie, which is so freaking cool. And then the last one here, for real this time. Oh, the baby clown! Here he is! And with that, every single Killer Klowns from Outer Space Funko Pop Funko has ever made. The first completed set I've ever had. And it's from an 80s movie only a couple dozen people actually care about. So now's the time we set them all up, standing upright properly, to truly see what a completed set looks like. Oh my gosh, why is it so heavy? Oh no. Taking you off the tripod for this, but there are all of the unique clowns together. I really like how this set looks. It's also really funny how the canonical biggest one is also the smallest of the whole set. That is pretty funny. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and include all of the, black lights and special recolors in the set now as well. I just want to see what all the normal ones look like. Here they all are. Every single Killer Klowns from Outer Space Funko Pop, and then Rudy in the back looking like the prospector from Toy Story, but that's okay. But thank you all so much for watching. This is kind of insane to me. It's so surreal seeing this many characters all put together like this. It is actually freaking incredible. I've always wanted to complete a oh god, they're multiplying. Oh freaking crap, Lois. Oh no. Oh no.